What's up, everybody? Welcome to Bios3 Raw TV. Raw TV. Brady, you want to be in the video? Do you want to talk a little bit about what's going on here? Could you give a fuck less? No fucks given whatsoever, huh? Okay, buddy. Here. You be a good boy? Go play. There you go, buddy. Pet your dog. Here we go. All right. I was reading something earlier tonight that was actually quite disturbing. And I forget where it was, and I was watching another video of another YouTuber. And this person said that you shouldn't call cheat days, or cheat meals, or Brady's done drinking his water, or cheat anything, because there should be no guilt associated with food or anything like that. And I think that this is a real problem. I think this is a problem that we have in general with a lot of things. No guilt. This, you should be able to do whatever the fuck you want. And I'm sitting there going, this is why people that are fat are fat. Yes, guilt is a tool, okay? Guilt is something that keeps you from doing the wrong things. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. There are right and wrong things. If I walk into the fucking bank and the teller is taking too long, can I punch the person in the face next to me? I could. Would there be a right or wrong thing? Yes, there's a right or wrong thing. Now, if you are fucking 450 pounds and you're stuffing Twinkies in your fucking mouth, is that the right thing to do? No, it's not. So I don't want to hear none of this bullshit about the fucking guilt. You should feel guilty about things that you do that are not good for you, and they are the wrong things to do. That's how you stay in check. Guilt keeps you in check, and I think it's actually a fucking good thing. Guilt had me actually make a video the other day about how I felt bad, about how this individual at the Arnold this past weekend, I felt like I might have shunned him off inadvertently, like it was a mistake. And that guilt for me feeling that actually led me to make a video, okay, addressing this individual to, that about this situation. Now, had I not felt that guilt, I would have been like, ah, fuck him, who cares? You know what that guy would have felt like for the rest of his life, possibly? Me, I don't have that big of an impact on people, but he would have felt like that, Jerry's a fucking dick, this hurt my feelings. That guilt got me to address him, that hopefully he sees that, and it's not about me feeling better by getting it off my chest, it's about him hopefully seeing that video and realizing that's not what's happening and clearing the air. Without guilt, that never would have happened. Now, let's back up and reapply this to diet again. I have a lot of people that come to me extremely overweight, obese. And you don't wake up one morning and just become obese. It's not like you go to bed at 150 pounds and you wake up at 450 the next morning. That's not how that works, okay? Now, some people may feel guilt and then they binge because of the guilt. It's kind of a two-pronged thing. But that guilt, when them putting that food in their mouth, lets them know that they're not doing the right thing. That's for them. Now, take that guilt away, and that 450-pound person is going to be 650 pounds. I've seen that on my 600-pound life, or I think is the show or something like that. These people are like so morbidly obese that they're going to die like any second. Now, it's not until the actual guilt starts taking place with them again and actually eating at them until they decide to make a lifestyle change. They look at themselves, they've already gotten to 600 pounds. Their blood pressure's through the roof. They can't fucking breathe. They can't walk. They can't shower. They get blisters all over their body and their skin from the excess skin and stuff. They have to cover themselves in baby powder, be hosed off in the backyard with a hose because they can't shower. None of that shit makes them want to stop. Even their families telling them, you're going to die. We don't want you to die. We love you. That doesn't help. When they realize when they're eating the food because they're trying to feel better, the guilt of eating the food gets to them. And then they start looking at themselves in a different objective way, and they make the decide to change their lives. And they go in and they start losing weight. They get the lap band surgery or geriatric bypass, gastric bypass, whatever the fuck it is. They get the surgery done, and they start making changes to their life. That never would have happened without that guilt. You remove that fucking guilt, and guess what? Things go fucking sideways real fast. People that don't have guilt, sociopaths. Psychopaths, they don't have guilt. They feel no guilt, no remorse, no nothing for their actions. Normal people have guilt for a reason. It is a tool. It is something to let you know you're not doing the right thing. You have to change your ways, something like that. Now, every Sunday, I have a cheat day. I don't give a fuck. I call it a cheat day. That's just what I label it. It's a day where I eat whatever the fuck I want. Now, I know that Sunday is that day. And Wednesdays, I have pretty much all you can eat sushi. So I guess it's kind of a cheat meal on Wednesdays and a cheat day on Sunday. The rest of the week, I don't cheat. I don't eat foods that are not on my fucking program. Now, it's no fucking surprise to anyone else that I'm able to stay extremely lean year-round now by not having those junk foods in between and scheduling that cheat day. Now, if I were to actually go ahead, let's say on a Monday, and eat a pizza when I normally eat them on a Sunday, I would feel guilty. And that guilt would make me say, you know what? I need to get back on my diet and stay on my diet. That would keep me on my diet for whatever, until I broke the diet again to have another cheat meal. But that guilt actually keeps me on track and keeps me leaner for longer than I've ever been in my entire life. So, you know, I step back and I'm like, I get the fact that, you know, some people will be like, oh, you shouldn't feel guilty about this, you shouldn't feel guilty. Fuck that. You should feel guilty. If you're doing something that you know is not good for you or wrong, you should feel guilty. As a heroin addict, a reformed heroin addict, I felt no guilt, no remorse, nothing towards what I was doing for my parents, my brother, my friends, my loved ones, my family. Nothing. Nothing. When I looked in the mirror finally at myself and decided that I was going to make a change, that's when guilt set in. And I became so guilty about what I had put my parents through and my brother and things that they had seen that they're never going to forget. They'll forgive, but they'll never forget the rest of their life. And I'm not saying that I get tempted now. I'm not saying that I ever get tempted or have cravings or anything like that, because I don't. But number one, the possibility of ever having to go through withdrawals ever again keeps me away from drugs. And number two, feeling guilty about ever having to put my family through that ever again, that keeps me on the straight and narrow. So you see, I'm not sure where, you know, I think basically people have just become pussified in society nowadays, where everybody wants to have a pat on the back, get a participation medal, fucking have no guilt, everything's great, self-acceptance, fucking everybody should accept you the way you are, all this bullshit. And really what's happening is you get a fatter society who commit more crimes, who work less jobs, who don't go to school. We have all this shit crumbling around us, and we're going to sit there and say that we shouldn't have any guilt for any of that stuff, right? Not about eating food. Not about fucking hurting someone for their fucking shoes. You know, these kids have no guilt about fucking, I saw them rob someone for their fucking shoes on a fucking camera. They took the kid's fucking shoes. An autistic kid. They took an autistic kid's fucking shoes off his feet at fucking school, and someone filmed it. Now, they eventually grabbed those little bastards and fucking locked them up, but the bottom line is they had no remorse, no guilt, no nothing. And that's what we're breeding nowadays in this society, is a bunch of guiltless little fucks who are entitled, who think they can take and do whatever the fuck they want. Now, I don't know where the fucking answer lies. I know me, myself, I will continue to fucking deal with guilt. I think it's actually a fucking good, healthy part of a person's individual personality, like guilt, emotions, fear, anger, all of things are healthy in certain amounts. Now, an overabundance of anything is obviously bad for you. So if you're just sitting around and you get that Catholic guilt going for like fucking 24/7 because you picked your nose and wiped it under your mother's fucking seat in the car, I mean, that's a little fucking stretch, but bottom line is, to be a normal human being and have guilt about things is, it's normal, okay? It's fucking healthy. It's the way it should be. And it should be used as a tool to keep you on track. And it's not always necessarily a bad thing. But these people fucking whining about you shouldn't have any fucking guilt and all this bullshit. I look at them and I said, you know what you're doing? You're teaching people to not give a fuck about what their actions are towards anything else. Whether it's themselves, whether they're fucking eating themselves to death, or whether they're hurting someone else in their lives. No guilt means they don't give a fuck and they can do whatever they want, and that causes fucking damage any way you slice it. So that's just my 2 cents. Fuck it, time to go to bed. Biosafetraining@gmail.com. Leave comments down below, but don't fight. www.biosafetraining.com is a blog. I'm not guilty about putting this bicep up, bicep, and wherever